Well, let us start GridView today. In the previous session I have explained how we can display the images in gallery. In this session let us see how we can display the images in GridView. Okay, I'll show the demo. Here is the GridView, so which looks like a table and it contains different items. You can say these are the rows, 3 rows and 3 columns. Okay, so and each and every item contains an image. So whenever you click on item, it will take you to the next page and it will display the bigger image. Okay, so let us try to design this today. Before starting, I will show the steps. It's almost same which are used for creating the gallery. First we have to collect the content, and then we have to create the adapter. Here we have to create the custom adapter. Okay, and you have to set that adapter to the grid view. Okay, so let us start creating this application. So after grid view, let us try to add this grid view to our main application called as image gallery. Okay, so I'll create the application. I think steps you already know that. So click on file, go to new, select Android application project. I'll give the name as grid example. Click next and select the blank activity. Here you can change the name, activity name and layout name. I'll keep the same names. Click on finish. So here is your grid view, your grid application. It is having hello world. I'll remove that. Now this is the main page. It contains only relative layout. Now let us add a grid view to this page. So where you can find the grid view, go to composite folder. Here you have the grid view. So select, you can drop it directly here itself. If not, you can drop it on the relative layout in the outline. Okay, so this is your grid view. It is showing different items, so same as your list, but here the view is tabular view. Okay, so you can find rows and columns here. So now change the ID for your grid view. I'll make it as grid view 1 underscore main page. Okay, so after that go to the Java code. The steps are same as we did it in gallery. Okay, here I will remove this method, we don't need. Okay, now as we have added grid view to the XML file, I'll create one grid view variable. I will name it as grid. So obviously we have to initialize that. So to initialize, grid is equal to, it's a grid view, find view by ID, or dot ID dot, we have to save the changes, then only it will show the option here. So select grid view 1 underscore main. So end the statement. Now these are the basic steps. Whenever you are adding any component to the XML file, so that component has to be declared in Java class and it has to be initialized so that we can provide action to that particular component. Okay, so other than this we have some basic steps to display the grid view. So the first step is we have to collect the content. So as we are displaying the images here, you can check it out. In the grid view we are displaying the images, so our content is images, but you can't take the array of images. So instead of that, we can take an integer array where it contains the IDs of the images. Okay, so first I will take some images. In the previous application we have added some images in the image gallery application. I will use the same images here also. It is inside the drawable folder. I will select all the images, copy it, and you can add it to your drawable. Okay, you can check it out here. So here is the you have the images here. So now the first step is you have to create the array. So how to create the array? I will create integer array because IDs are integers. So I will give the name as images. So what is the idea of this particular pick one? You can say it is inside the resource folder or dot inside the drawable dot pick one. Okay, so you can copy the same. If not, I will add some more here. Or dot drawable dot pick 2 or dot drawable dot pick 3 and or dot pick 4. Okay, I'll copy this and I'll paste it. Okay, I have to change the pictures from here. Pick 5, then 6, okay, and we have to add one more. It's our dot you can add any images, how many number of images you want, you can add it. Okay, so our dot drawable dot, as we have added 9 images to our drawable, I am taking 9 images here. Okay, so to break the line, use Ctrl Shift F. So now you can see all the image IDs here. So our first step is done. So we have collected the content into an array. So what is the second step? We have to create the adapter. So how to create the adapter? Here we are using the images, so we can't go with the array adapter. So instead of that, we have to create our own adapter here. Okay, so how to create the adapter? In the previous session I have explained. So go to your source folder, select the package name and create a class here. Right click, select class. You can give any name. I'll give it as my image adapter. Click on finish. Okay, this class has to extend the base adapter class. I have explained why in the previous session. You can go through that. Add unimplemented methods here. Okay, so now here we have to add the constructor also. So how to add the constructor? You just type your class name. It will show the default constructor here. You can select that, but here we can't go with the default constructor because we need some variables here, that is your context and the content what you have to display on the grid view. So for that you provide 2 parameters. The first one is context, okay, I'll give the name as context, and then we need a integer array which carries the IDs of images. Okay, so now as we can't access these two variables outside your constructor, let us create two variables inside a class. So one is context. I will name it as mContext, and another one is like mimages. Okay, sorry, here it should be integer array. Okay, so now I will assign these two values to our local variables. So to assign it, take your mContext is equal to context which you get it from activity, and your mimages is equal to your imgs. Okay, so now we have the context where we have to create the grid view, and also we have the content, that is our IDs for the images. Now after that, the first method is you have the get count. It means whenever this method is called, it has to return the number of items. Okay, how we will analyze how many items are there. You can say based on this length of the array, you can say these many items has to be created. So for that, with this get count, whenever this get count is called, you have to pass the length of your array. Okay, so here I'll pass the length, array dot length. Okay, now the next method is get item. Okay, so here you have the content inside the array. So in this, whenever it is asking you to give the item with this particular position, you can say it is asking the position, it is giving the position to you. So based on that, you have to provide the content. So how you will provide? Take your image array mimages. From that you have to pick the item at this position. Okay, so after that you have get item ID. You need not to bother about that. So the important method is get view. Here we have to create the view and we have to send it back, or we have to return it. So now how to create the view, I have explained in the previous session. As we are displaying the images in grid view, so we have to create the image view first to display the image. So create the image view. Okay, I'll give it as img view is equal to new image view which accepts the context. So already we have collected the context, that is our mContext, and the statement. So now if we have created the image view, so then we have to set the image to that image view. So how to do that? Take image view dot set image resource. Okay, it is asking for the ID. So where we have the IDs? We have IDs inside the array, that is your mimages. Now collect that here, mimages. So which item I have to collect? For that, here in the get view you have one parameter, the first parameter, that is position. Okay, you can keep the cursor on the get view method, it will show the options. The first parameter is position. Okay, so based on that position you can extract the image from the array. So here you pass the position. So we have created the image view and we are setting the image to that image view. From where we are getting the image? From the image array, what we got it from activity. For in that array we are collecting the image which is at this particular position, because in this get view here is the position. Based on the position only we have to extract and set the image to image view. Okay, now if you want to scale the image, you can scale it. Image view dot set scale type. Okay, then scale type dot, you have different options here. I will select fit to center. Okay, you can select other options also and you can check it out. After selecting the scale type, so you have to set the width and height of that particular image view. Okay, so how to set the width and height? Okay, image view dot set layout parameters. Okay, so now here the problem is we can't directly say the width and height of the image view, because we are displaying this image view inside a grid view. So we have to consider the grid view first. So for that, select the grid view, new grid view. Okay, we don't want to create the grid view here, just we have to set the layout parameters. Okay, set layout params, and here you have to pass width and height. So I'll give the width as 90 and even height also 90. Okay, and end the statement. So now we have created the image view inside the grid view. Now you just pass that view. You have to return that image view. So this is how we have to create the adapter. Now go to your main activity. So let us proceed with our second step, that is creating adapter. So we have created our new adapter, our custom adapter actually. So use that adapter here, my image adapter. I will name it as adapter is equal to new my image adapter. You can check it out here. It is asking for two parameters. One is context and second one is images. So context I will give it as main activity dot this, and images we have here. So copy those images and pass it. So our adapter is ready now. So the third step is we have to set this adapter to the grid view. So take the grid variable, set adapter. Okay, end the statement. Save the changes. So now let us see whether it is working or not. Select the application, run it. You can check the status here. It is installing grid example. Okay, so here is our application. So it is displaying the images in a grid view. Now if you click on any item, we haven't mentioned any action here. So now let us see how to give action to these items inside the grid view. So for that, what we will do is, whenever user clicks on any item, it has to go to the next page and it has to display that particular image in a bigger size. So we will do that. For that we have to create the new page. So how to create the page in Android application? I have already explained this. Select the layout. First we have to create the XML file. So select layout, go to new option and select Android XML file. I will give the name as page 2. Select linear layout, finish it. You can select any layout there. So here is our layout, our second page. So in this we have to display the image in a bigger size. So to display the image we need image view, open images and media, select the image view, drop it to the linear layout. So it is asking for which image you want to display. So select any image, click on OK. So this is the default image. So now we have to display it in a bigger size. So I will increase the width and height of this image. Initially it is wrap content. I will make it as fill parent. Even height also I will make it as fill parent. Now you can check it out. So it is showing a bigger image here. So now change the ID for this image view. Okay, I'll make it as image view 1 underscore page 2. Okay, save the changes. After that we have to create the Java file. So select the package, right click, select new option, select class. I will give the name as page 2 and click on finish. I hope you guys remember this. If you want to create the page, you have to create two files. One is XML file and second one is Java file, and your Java file has to extend the activity class and it should contain one method, that is your onCreate method. Okay. So here if you want to establish the link between XML and Java, you have to add one statement, that is set content view. Inside that you have to mention the path for your XML file or dot layout dot your page 2. So what we are doing in page 2, we have to display the image in a bigger size. Now if you want to give action to image view, first we have to declare that component in Java class. Okay, I will declare image view here and you have to initialize that. How to initialize it? Your image view is equal to, it is the image view, find it by ID, find view by ID or dot ID dot, here is your image view. Okay, but how your page 2 will understand which image it has to set? So for that you have to pass the information from your main activity to page 2. So whenever user clicks on any item in your main activity or main page, so you have to send the information about that particular item. It means user has clicked on this item. Okay, if not, you have to send the information in page 2, you have to display this image. So in some way you have to intimate the page 2 that what image it has to display. Okay, so now what we will do is, whenever user clicks on any image here, we will pass the ID of that particular image to page 2 so that we can display this image in a bigger size in page 2. Okay, so for that as I explained in the previous session, you have to implement the set on item click listener for your grid view. Okay, so we will do that. Your grid dot set on item click listener. So use new on item click listener. Okay, import it, and you have to add the unimplemented method. Okay, here you will get some parameters. The first one will be the adapter view. The second one is on which item or on which view user has clicked, and the third item will be the item position, and the fourth one will be the item ID, okay, on which user has clicked. Now this argument too, I'll make it as position so that you will understand better. Okay, here if you want to change, you can change it as ID. So now whenever user clicks on the item, so we have to pass the information regarding that particular item. If not, we have to pass the ID of that particular image to page 2. So if you want to navigate between pages, we have to use intents. So use intent I is equal to new intent. Here we have to pass the source and destination address, that is your main activity dot this, and the second one is your page 2 dot class. Okay, now through this intent we have to send the information. So I dot put extra. So what we are sending here, we are sending the ID of the image. So which ID, which image ID we have to send? So here we have the images array. From that we have to collect the image ID which is at this particular position. So copy that position and pass it to the array. So it will give you the image which is there at this particular position. Okay, so now end the statement. Start your activity. Start activity, pass the intent. Okay, so now here we are sending the data. So the data has to be received in your page 2. So go to page 2. How to receive the data? I have already explained this concept. Bundle B is equal to, you are sending the data through intent. So first you have to get the intent, then get the extras from that. Now we have to collect the ID from bundle B. So how to collect the ID? Int ID is equal to B dot get int. What is the key we are passing? You can check it out in your main activity. The key is ID. Okay, you can copy it and you can paste it here. End the statement. Okay, now we have the ID. So using this ID we can set image to image view. So let us do that. Image dot set image resource. Here it is. Okay, you have to pass the ID. End the statement. And so now if we execute the application, will it work? No, because whenever we are adding any activity to the Android application, immediately we have to add it to the Android manifest file also. Okay, so open the Android manifest file, select the application. Here we have to add the activity to application. So select the activity, click on OK, browse it. So it is searching for the activities which are present in this application. So here is your page 2. Okay, save the changes. Now select the application and run it. So here is the grid view. If I click on any image, it is navigating to page 2 and it is displaying the image in a bigger size. Okay, so this is how we can use grid view in Android applications. Now, as I explained before, our motive is we have to design both gallery view and grid view in a single application, and whenever I want to navigate between those views, I have to give the option for that. Okay, so let us do that. Before starting that, we have to learn menu. So what is menu and what is the use of menu, where we have to use menu, all those things we have to learn. So all those concepts I will discuss in next session. Okay, so thanks for watching.